The War of Scottish Independence, spanning from 1296 to 1357, was a protracted conflict between the Kingdom of Scotland and the Kingdom of England, fueled by a complex web of territorial disputes, political ambitions, and national pride. This war was marked by significant battles, charismatic leaders, and the enduring quest for Scottish sovereignty in the face of English aggression. Background: the roots of the conflict can be traced to the late 13th century when Edward I of England sought to exert his influence over Scotland. Following the death of Alexander III in 1286, Scotland faced a succession crisis, and Edward I was invited to arbitrate. However, his attempts to assert authority over Scotland led to resistance and set the stage for a prolonged struggle for independence. First War of Scottish Independence. 1. Battle of Dunbar. The war commenced with the Battle of Dunbar in 1296, where the English forces, under Edward I, decisively defeated the Scots. Edward I then asserted his dominance by capturing the Stone of Destiny and the Scottish royal regalia. 2. William Wallace and the Battle of Stirling Bridge. William Wallace emerged as a charismatic Scottish leader, rallying the forces against English rule. The Battle of Stirling Bridge in 1297 was a notable victory for the Scots, led by Wallace and Andrew Moray, showcasing effective guerrilla tactics. 3. Robert the Bruce's ascendancy. Following Wallace's capture and execution in 1305, Robert the Bruce emerged as a central figure in the Scottish resistance. He eventually became King Robert I of Scotland in 1306 and continued the fight for independence. 4. Battle of Bannockburn. One of the pivotal moments in the conflict was the Battle of Bannockburn, where Robert the Bruce secured a decisive victory against a larger English force led by Edward II. This battle significantly weakened English control over Scotland. 5. Treaty of Edinburgh-Northampton. The first phase of the War of Scottish Independence concluded with the Treaty of Edinburgh-Northampton in 1328, recognizing Scotland's independence and Robert the Bruce as its king. Second War of Scottish Independence. 1. Edward Balliol's claim. The death of Robert the Bruce in 1329 led to a power vacuum, and Edward Balliol, with English support, claimed the Scottish throne. This reignited hostilities, marking the beginning of the Second War of Scottish Independence. 2. David II and the capture at Neville's Cross. Robert the Bruce's son, David II, faced challenges from Edward III of England. The Battle of Neville's Cross in 1346 resulted in David II's capture and imprisonment in England for 11 years. 3. Ransom and renewed independence. David II's release in 1357, secured through a significant ransom, marked the end of the Second War of Scottish Independence. The ransom weakened Scotland economically but allowed David to return and rule. Legacy. The War of Scottish Independence had a profound impact on both Scotland and England. 1. Scottish national identity. The war played a crucial role in shaping Scottish national identity, with figures like William Wallace and Robert the Bruce becoming enduring symbols of Scottish resistance and resilience. 2. Impact on governance. The conflict contributed to the development of parliamentary institutions in Scotland as a means of centralizing power and maintaining national cohesion. 3. Bilateral relations. The intermittent peace treaties and periods of hostility during the war laid the groundwork for the later diplomatic relations between Scotland and England. 4. Erosion of feudalism. The war accelerated the decline of feudalism in Scotland, as land was redistributed and centralized authority strengthened. The War of Scottish Independence was a tumultuous and transformative period in the history of both Scotland and England. The struggle for independence, marked by notable battles and resilient leaders, ultimately secured Scotland's status as a distinct and sovereign nation. The legacy of this war endures in the collective memory of the Scottish people, embodying the spirit of resistance against external domination and the pursuit of self-determination.